What's going on YouTube? Uberman here. I'm going to try to keep this video somewhat short. I've done it 3 times now and I seem to keep going over 10 minutes. I can't seem to keep it down. You guys know I hurt my arm. I'm on a lot of medications and the majority of them make me high as a kite and sick also. There's a point to that. It's given me a lot of time in bed. A lot of time to think about things. A lot of things, guys. I've thought about so many different things in my life, personal, business, and I'm starting to wake up. I feel like this is a good thing. Sorry, you know I don't edit these videos. I should learn to turn my ringer off before I start making them, though. Okay, so you know I'm changing some things, and it occurred to me that maybe making big decisions, life-changing decisions, while medicated may not be the best idea I've ever had. And you might agree with me. But truthfully, I don't think I've ever thought more clear than while I've been totally zoned out on this medication. And I'm not right now. I'm not on anything. In fact, I haven't taken pain pills in a day and a half. I'm trying to fight through it. My other pills, muscle spasm, anti-inflammatories, yes, steroids, taking those, which do mess me up, but I feel like I can see things a lot clearer right now. For some reason, I have a moment of clarity, and I decided that it's time I do something about it. What am I talking about? Guys, when I started this YouTube channel, I was living in a mobile home. I was recently divorced, I had very little money, and I was driving an '07 Honda Fit hatchback, the Ratmobile. Some of you guys may even remember it if you've been around that long. And I swore by that car, and I swore that that was the right car for the job and that everybody else should be using a car just like it. Something small, economical, cheap to maintain, cheap, price-wise, cheap. This is UberX. It's always been UberX. And it's always been about maximizing profitability. How in the hell am I maximizing profitability driving around in a $24,000 car for UberX? Granted, I am on the Select platform. But guys, I'm not on Select alone. I am X and Select. The majority of my rides come out being UberX. I talked to another guy here in my city that had them take his vehicle and make it Select only, and he didn't like it. He said it didn't work out well. Very few pings. So Select really doesn't matter to me. Some people are pissed off because I have a Kia on Select. Guys, who gives a crap? Okay? I'm not making much money on Select anyway. So, and then right now I'm not making any money driving for Uber at all because I can't drive. So I got to thinking, you know, I feel like I'm doing well for myself. I feel like I've done very well for myself, but well is a relative term. To a homeless guy, somebody making $4 an hour is doing well. To the guy making $4 an hour, you know, somebody making $10 an hour, and it just goes on and on. You know, it's relative to who we are and where we're at in our lives. But I think for a single father that for the most part has done everything on his own and taken care of 2 kids, I think I've done very well. And honestly, I give the majority of the shout out to Uber. I'm an Uber fanboy. I've been suspended a couple times. I've had my run-ins and dealings with Uber. But in the end, guys, I am where I am today thanks to Uber. Now, maybe some of you are like, dude, you're not doing that great. Well, maybe not to you. But I feel like I'm doing well for myself. And at the end of the day, all that matters is how you feel about yourself. Thanks to Uber and partially to YouTube and you guys that watch these videos, I have been able to go from a cheap $5,000 hatchback Honda Fit to a $24,000 Kia Optima Turbo. I've gone from a mobile home that didn't even have a yard to a 4-bedroom, 1,300 something square foot house. I know it's not big, it's not huge. I'm not trying to pretend like I'm living in a $100,000 house here, But guys, everything I have, I've bought and paid for. It's not finance. The only thing that I have financed is that stupid car out front. That brings me back to the original discussion here. Everybody knows I get sidetracked. Why in the hell am I doing UberX in a $24,000 car? What is wrong with me? I am contradicting myself. In my early videos, which I have gone through and I have watched, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I'm sitting here telling people, you want a cheap car. Guys, there was a time in Indiana, if you saw the video, I had a, I don't know, 2004 Dodge Stratus that I paid like $1,500 for, and people were throwing a fit. You can't Uber in that. I did Uber in that, and let me tell you something. That $1,500 car made me so much more than $1,500. So much. Depreciation is a bitch. Okay? On any car. Doesn't matter. When you're ride sharing, you're racking up more miles than you normally would, so you're depreciating a little bit faster. I'm driving people around in a $24,000 car. When I sat here and told everybody from the beginning to use something cheap. So, what's the big change? I bought a new car today. Well, it's not new. Bought a 2005 Chrysler Town & Country. Sorry, Dodge Grand Caravan, whatever, same car. I'm going to Fort Worth in the morning to pick it up. $2,500, 150,000 miles. It's had some pretty extensive engine work recently. He's got paperwork for all the engine work that's been done. It's been very well taken care of. It's a bright blue, light blue, very light blue. I'll put pictures at the end of this if you even care to see them. But 05 Grand Caravan, stow and go seating, front and rear air conditioning. It's a very nice van. And for $2,500, you know, you can't beat an Uber vehicle for $2,500. Yeah, down the road, here and there, there's going to be maintenance issues. But guys, my Optima out front has 50,000 miles on it. Today I had to change the spark plugs because they were due at like 36 or 40,000 miles. I've put tires on it. It's going to be coming due for brakes. I've done oil changes, transmission flush, coolant flush, air filter. Maintenance is going to happen anyway. Doesn't matter if it's a brand new car or if you're driving a 10-year-old car. It doesn't matter. Maintenance is going to happen. Now, if an engine or something goes out on this Town & Country, Caravan, whatever, there's a place called Pull Apart. I can get my brother to help me, somebody to come out there and help me. I can pull an engine. It's $150, guys. It's not that hard. I mean, for me, I'm a mechanic, but for some of you, that may not be an issue, an option. But for me, I don't care about engines, transmissions, rack and pinion, suspension. I can do all of this. Now, granted, with my my new issue with my hand, I'm not quite sure how that's going to work exactly, but I still am certain that I can get it done. May take me a little longer, maybe a little harder, but I can still get it done. So, let me tell you why I went with a Grand Caravan. This is something else that hit me. I was laying in bed because I couldn't drive. One night was a bust. My timing was off, and then I ended up in pain, and I came home. The next night I was in so much pain I couldn't get out and drive at all. Well, I've noticed that driving this Optima is not so comfortable. It's a mid-sized car. It's not like it's cramped or anything, but it does feel kind of tight. So I'm laying in bed, pissed off that I can't be out driving in the 5.6 Surge that we had, and I decide to check XL. I'm sitting on X watching the Surge, and it's 5.6, and I was like, well, let's check out. There were still 3 or 4 cars, you know, they pop up and then go away, then pop up and go away. But there were regular cars popping up and disappearing. I switch over to XL, just out of curiosity to see what's happening there. Nothing. Cars weren't popping up, they were just gone. There was no XL available. UberX has 1 million cars, guys. UberX there's so many drivers out there, it's crazy. You start changing platforms and that starts changing a lot. With UberXL, there aren't that many cars out there. More people have regular cars than they do SUVs with third row and minivans with third row. So that got me thinking, why am I operating this car on UberX when I could go out and buy a cheap SUV or van and run XL. XL in Oklahoma City pays almost twice as much as X. So, I made a decision. I bought a new car. Tomorrow I go pick it up. And then what I intend to do is I will use the Optima whenever I feel like doing X alone. The Grand Caravan, I'm going to have separated into two different categories. On my Uber app, I'm going to have one where it's under X and XL at the same time. It can accept pings from both services. But I'm also going to have it separated into XL by itself. Because on the weekends, when we're surging at 5.6 like we always do, I want to be an XL driver. I don't want to accept X. I want XL alone. And let's see how long it takes this $2,500 van to not only pay for itself, to start bringing me in a profit at the same time. Anyway, guys, this video is pretty much about that. I've got a lot of other things that I'm thinking about in my life and that I'm working on, but this video is about the business side of it. And I'm going back to my original statement. You need to keep your Ubermobile as cheap as possible. It needs to be nice, it needs to be clean, it needs to be economical, fuel efficient, maintenance needs to be something that's cheap on it, you know, whatever services you need to have performed needs to be cheap, parts need to be readily available. You want your Uber car to not be a $24,000 car, okay? I don't know where I got sidetracked. I made some money, and you know, I upgraded my life. I don't so much regret buying the car, but I'm definitely wrong for going around and Uber Xing in this car. It's ridiculous. It makes absolutely no sense, and it goes against everything that I know is true and everything that I believed in from the beginning. So I'm trying to get back to the basics. I want to focus on XL, and I want to focus on Surge on the weekends, because I believe there's a lot more money there, and I'm about to tap into this entirely new resource. So, with that being said, guys, you know, I do apologize for making videos that said, hey, get a cheap car, and then going out and Uber Xing in a, you know, but that was my own personal choice. That was my own, it's my decision. Just like it's yours. If you want to go drive around your $30,000, $40,000 car for Uber X, you know, hey, go right on ahead. It's your decision. This is your business. Do what you want with it. I'm simply trying to tell you that what I am doing doesn't make financial sense. It just doesn't. You don't need to be doing Uber X in a $24,000 car. I don't think you should be doing Uber X in anything over $6,000, $7,000 tops. There's just no reason. No reason to do X in a car worth more than that. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the kind words that you've said. I've gotten some compliments. I've gotten some great advice on things to try to help my hand. I really appreciate all of you. As always, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Make money. Make the best decisions for your finances, guys, because at the end of the day, it's your bottom line that's at stake here. Do what's best for you in your situation. As always, guys, be safe out there and Uber on.